naitwa Noel Mandi. Mimi ni physiotherapist. But time nikiwa shule nilijaribu kwenda kudo much on sports because that was my interest. I used to be a football player. I got injured. I had that degree tear of my meniscus. That's why I stopped playing. That's at college level. So 2010 I was second year KMTC. So it happened the team doctor for FC Leopards, was my lecturer. So we used to go to the pitch together. So I did volunteer for 1 year, and 2012, towards December, that's the time I joined the team officially. So I have been in FC Leopards for like 9 years, and then I joined Wazito at the start of this season. Yeah, so I have an experience of like 9 years, I say. I've been the national team under 20 physio for like the last 4 years. Currently I'm now in the under 15. 2 years ago I was the national team starlet, but we just went for a tournament and came back. There's another one we went with the national team, the team which was meant for Chan. Sad to say it did not happen, but I traveled to them in Morocco. A good team medical department should consist of several specialists. Like you may have a orthopedic surgeon, mostly because you can have maybe a clinical officer or general practitioner. You'll find most of the people who are there or specialists who are there are physios. Because in sports you deal much on injuries and not diseases. So at times you'll find some clubs are planned to have physios, and then they have medical cover. That in case of any problem or player is sick or so, he can get to any hospital near him or where he stays, and then he can be attended to. But in sports we mostly deal with injuries. So the most important thing is physio are there for maybe treatment of the injury where it does not go to an extent of surgery intervention. So you're gonna find physios for maybe fast action, like acute injuries, if they sprains, not sprains, strains, or maybe dislocations or so, or knocks, the small knocks they get during training or playing in matches. And the most important part is the phase of recovery and getting back to the pitch. That's the most important part. So you'll find in Kenya we don't have more physios who are especially on the rehabilitation of a player or working on the sports side, not from the clinical setup. Yeah. In most cases you'll find most of the teams you are working with don't have insurance cover. The welfare of the players is not well taken care of, I would say, because you may have some players who get injured, and even before you make the right diagnosis, that is maybe if you need to do an MRI, because an MRI goes for like 16,000. You'll find most of the teams are not in a position to do so. So the player may wait for like a month or so to be done an MRI, and maybe the right diagnosis will be made and maybe taken care of. That's one part of it. And then after maybe you have got the right diagnosis, that is, the main problem of the player. To the time it takes also to get the right intervention, that is, he has to go for surgery. He may take more than even 6 months, because most of the teams don't have insurance cover. But unlike we do, in FC Leopards we used to have. So I would say I've been lucky to have been, most of the teams I've worked with have always been very supportive in that line. And the only one in my career, the only one case which we handled, and I feel sorry for the player, I've never met him playing football. He's one of the strikers who got an ACL. I wouldn't say we did do our best. We tried, but I think he's now back. He has taken long to be back, but he's now trained. But the rest I've handled now, I think I have 2 players who have had ACL and they are currently playing. One in FC Leopards and the one in Wazito now. Yeah, so most of the cases you're gonna find you have problem with knee, probably the cushions, that's the menisci or SCM, simply because of the poor playing services. Yeah, and the worst case is when you get a non-contact injury, it will keep you longer than contact injury. So that tells you mostly it could be maybe the service you stepped the wrong way or did not get it right. So non-contact injury tend to take long, tend to be severe, than the contact injury. Yeah, so the services in Kenya are I can only say we have like 3 or 4 which you can recommend, but the rest players they get to struggle. I'm sure we don't even get the quality of football the players have because of the services we play.